At the beginning of the movie, we see a beautiful girl standing in a cave. She's thinking about something. When she closes her eyes, she finds herself in a big, open world. She starts flying freely. There are flower petals all around her, and they start swirling around her. But then, something bad happens. The petals turn into a powerful force and become ropes that catch and tie up the girl. Feeling scared, the girl snaps out of her daydream. Now, she finds herself in the cave, holding by someone. Everything she saw before was just her imagination. There were no petals, and nothing had really caught her. Her sister reassures her, saying, "Everything is okay. You're safe." Both of them are very worried. This girl wanted to become immortal, so she often went into the cave to imagine and try different methods. But she still couldn't become immortal. Her sister comforts her, saying, "Everything will be all right." She then gives her a hairpin and says, "I'm sorry. This was yours, but I always told you not to touch it. Now take it back." Suddenly, a mysterious light shines from the hairpin. The scene then shifts to 500 years ago. We learn that these two sisters are not humans, but snakes. One of the snakes is named Blanca. Both sisters were involved in secret missions. Even though they looked like humans, they didn't act like humans, and they couldn't change back into their snake form. Both sisters were powerful destroyers. Blanca is shown dressed as a palace servant. She enters the palace with other workers. Then, Blanca quickly goes to the general's room in the palace. Using her magic, she makes a hole in the wall and starts looking inside. She sees many snakes in the general's room. Blanca takes out her pin and throws it at the general. The general quickly blocks it and sends his servants after her. A fight starts. There's water behind Blanca, and the general's servants push her into it. She falls into the water and then wakes up. This means it was all in her imagination again. Or maybe she lost consciousness in the water and someone rescued her. Blanca finds herself in an old house where no one else is around. The house is surrounded by walls, so she can't see outside to know who might be coming. She hears a small sound and becomes alert. An elderly woman arrives. She is very kind and asks Blanca politely, "Oh girl, what is your name?" But Blanca stays silent because she can't remember her name. Then she starts talking with the old lady. Blanca is now in a village called Snake Catcher. It got its name because the villagers catch snakes and give them to the general. The general never charged them any tax in return, but the villagers don't know why he is so generous. They wonder if there's some hidden reason behind it. The general's secret plan is to use the snake venom to create a demon. He wants to become all-powerful through this. The kind women in the village offer to show Blanca around. At first, she enjoys the tour, but after a while, she starts hearing the sounds of snakes. Since Blanca is a white snake herself, she can understand the snake language. Blanca realizes that all the snakes need help. The village gates close in the evening. A handsome boy named Shen and his pet dog enter the village. Shen is not interested in catching snakes. He has a different mindset from the villagers and might understand the general's true intentions. The old lady tells Shen, "Blanca used to live in our village, but she has lost her memory now." It turns out that Shen had brought the white snake, Blanca, from somewhere, and now she has forgotten everything. Shen takes Blanca and his pet dog to a certain place. The dog finds a shortcut and starts jumping towards it but falls into a ditch. Luckily, the dog hasn't hit the ground yet. Blanca flies to rescue the dog and is surprised to realize, "Wow, I can fly." She had forgotten she could fly. Shen is amazed by her ability. Both are very happy. Blanca then arrives at the same waterfall. Blanca arrives at the place where Shen had found her. As she gets there, she has a flashback and remembers someone pushing her. She realizes this place is important, but she can't fully remember why. Shen touches her shoulder, and she releases some energy, which sends him flying into the air. Blanca flies after him, grabs his hand, and they both start flying together. They eventually reach a dense forest. In a forest, some snakes appear and try to attack them. Blanca bravely protects both herself and Shen from the snakes. Meanwhile, in a lonely cave, a snake master is seen with many snakes. There is also a palace and a court in the cave. This is the same snake master that Blanca had attacked earlier. The snake master learns that Blanca was with Shen, a snake catcher from the same village. The snake master gets very angry and questions how a snake could be friends with a human. She demands to know who brought Blanca there. Blanca's sister steps forward in a green dress and offers to bring her sister back if allowed. However, the snake master responds rudely and fills her with deadly scales. The snake master gives Blanca's sister 3 days to bring Blanca to the cave. If she fails, she will be killed by the deadly scales. Meanwhile, Blanca and Shen arrive at the waterfall. Blanca finds her wand there, but can't remember how it got there. As she looks at her belongings, she tries hard to recall everything. Blanca still hasn't fully recovered her memory. Shen tells her, Blanca, I don't remember your past either. I see the name of a workshop on your hairpin. We should go there to find out more about you and where you got this pin. Just then, the general's assistant arrives in the village, searching for Blanca. Shen quickly hides with Blanca. Meanwhile, the general turns his worker into a bat and tells him to spy on Blanca and Shen and to chase them. While crossing a stream, Blanca and Shen encounter a demon snake. The demon snake looks very strong and seems to want to defeat Blanca. To fight it, Blanca transforms into her real snake form. She throws the demon snake into the water with a powerful strike, and it's defeated. However, this fight uses up a lot of Blanca's energy. Blanca lies down the boat, feeling weak. You've seen my true form now. You shouldn't stay with me. I'm a demon and might harm you. Shen replies, if you were to harm me, it would have happened already. I'll stay with you. Blanca and Shen then head to the workshop where the hairpin was made. The maker of the hairpin is a girl with two faces, one like a human and the other like a fox. The workshop owner looks at the hairpin, tells Blanca that the hairpin doesn't actually belong to Blanca. Blanca must have taken it in their last meeting. Shen asks who the real owner is. The shop owner says she can give a hint and hands Shen a snail, saying they can use it to find the owner. Blanca and Shen, along with Shen's pet dog, go into the forest with the scale. There, Blanca's sister arrives. Blanca and her sister face each other and raise their hands to signal each other to stop. Blanca is surprised when her sister calls her by name and realizes she is her sister. They hug each other. Blanca's sister then tells her, I'm telling you this with care. Stay away from humans. They are not meant for us. They are snake hunters. Blanca's sister is upset and says, what can you expect from humans? But Blanca ignores her. Suddenly, a bat appears. It's the one sent to spy on Blanca and Shen. Shen steps in again and saves Blanca from the eagle. Shen carries Blanca. They find a gate labeled Gate of Life and go through it. Inside, they discover that this room was used for exorcism, removing demons from people who were possessed. Shen tells Blanca to wait there while he searches for a way out. Blanca starts to look around and notices some demon skeletons on the walls with writing on them. She has a flashback and remembers that she is a demon and that exorcisms were practiced in this room. When Shen returns, Blanca tells him that she has remembered who she is. Shen reassures her, saying, you're a very nice person, even if you're a snake. They both go outside, but Blanca's sister is already there. She kicks their pet dog towards them. Blanca's sister tells her, my sister, come back with me. Blanca tells Shen, I have to leave now. I remember that I'm a snake who can't live with humans. Shen responds, how can I let you go? You've been with me for a long time. Don't you know if I'm sincere or not? Blanca replies, I only know that we are very different. Blanca's sister shows a lot of affection and asks why Blanca stayed away for so long. Blanca then notices that deadly scales are growing on her sister's body. She says, why didn't you tell me before? I would have come with you. If anything happens to you, who will be responsible? Just then, the general's assistant arrives and starts fighting with them. He knew about their location from the bat. During the fight, the general shows up and releases some birds that shoot rays at them. These rays are like arrows and trap both sisters. The general then takes advantage of the situation and grabs Blanca's hairpin from her. Blanca fights hard to keep her hairpin. There's an explosion from the struggle over the hairpin. Meanwhile, Shen is very sad and misses Blanca. He goes to the shop and asks the fox demon with two faces, please transform me into a demon or something that will let me live with Blanca. The fox demon casts a spell and Shen's tail appears, showing he has become a demon. When he goes outside, he notices that his pet dog's tail is missing. Shen goes to the place where Blanca and her sister went. He finds the place ruined and becomes worried. He finds Blanca's sister. Blanca's sister explains that the general tried to take their hairpin, but it exploded. Blanca then drained the general's energy and transformed from a snake into a huge python that everyone fears. She's now causing destruction throughout the village. Seeing this, Shen realizes that Blanca is very angry and causing havoc. He wants to stop her, but with his new tail, he can't return to the village, so he hides his tail. Shen warns the villagers, be careful. A python is coming and will harm you. She was a kind snake before. Then the general shows his own tail, revealing Shen's true form to everyone. The villagers are shocked and start criticizing Shen, saying he's a demon who hid his tail and misled them about the python. The general is excited. Shen warns the villagers that they shouldn't waste their lives and goes to the python, who is actually Blanca. Shen tells her, "Stop. You're Blanca, a kind snake. Remember your goodness. You can't be truly evil." As she starts to move forward, the general arrives. He traps Blanca using a device connected to his machine. He also captures Blanca's sister and Shen in the machine, planning to become more powerful by extracting their souls. The general was focused on capturing the souls of both snake sisters. Luckily, the snake leader arrives just in time and stops the general. The snake leader destroys the machine, giving Blanca's sister the chance to attack. She uses the jade wand to strike the general's back, causing him to lose his breath immediately. After the general is defeated, Blanca's sister goes to the snake leader with the wand. However, the snake leader kills all the other snakes and takes their souls into herself, becoming incredibly powerful. She starts to drain Blanca's power, bringing her to the brink of death. It becomes clear that the snake leader wasn't there to help, but wanted to become the new snake leader by killing the general and taking over. Just then, Shen activates the machine that was set to extract the souls of all three. The snake leader's soul is drawn into the machine. A snowstorm starts, and the temperature drops, weakening Shen's body. The storm clears, and Blanca, feeling heartbroken, sits dejected. The villagers are worried too. Blanca tells her sister that Shen's soul is in the hairpin and that he will return someday. Years later, Blanca's sister says, "Many years have passed, and Shen's soul is still in this pin. Shen has come back to the world." Blanca and her sister go to the market together. Blanca's pin falls, and a handsome boy picks it up. He is Shen, but he doesn't remember who he is, just like Blanca didn't remember before. Blanca is excited because their love story is about to begin again. The movie ends with the hope that they will have a happy life together. That I hope you enjoyed the explanation.